Stress after transplant isn't just uncomfortable, it's biological. And while stress does not automatically cause rejection, it does change how your immune system behaves. So, if no one has ever explained why managing stress really matters so much after transplant, not just emotionally, but physiologically, this video is for you. Aloha, friend, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Gina Marisa, and on this channel, I share practical, holistic strategies to help transplant recipients thrive in their second chance safely, realistically, and without interfering with your medical care. Now, I have shared stress management tools in other videos here, but today is a little bit different. Today is about understanding why stress matters at the immune level. So everything else you're doing actually makes sense. So let's start with your immune system. Imagine your immune system as your body's security guard. Its job is to protect you from real threats like viruses, bacteria, and infections. And here is where stress comes in. So, when you're stressed, your body releases hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. And in small amounts, that's normal and that's fine. But when you're chronically stressed, like so many are in today's world, it sends mixed signals to your immune system. So it's like a security guard who's had way too much coffee and then suddenly everything looks suspicious. And when your body is in that confused state, your immune system may become more reactive than regulated. And as a transplant recipient, regulation is the goal, not stimulation, not overactivation. So, one of the reasons why it's so important is because stress also causes inflammation. And think about inflammation like what happens when you bump your knee. It gets red, hot, and swollen, right? And then that way you know something's going on. So imagine that happening internally, quietly over time, right? But you can't see what's going on. But inflammation wakes up your immune cells, and those cells don't always discriminate well when they're activated. So it doesn't mean it causes rejection, but it does create an environment where your immune balance is more difficult to maintain. So, this next piece is something you may not have heard about, though it is becoming more mainstream. And that is that stress affects your gut lining. So, when you have chronic stress, the gut can become more permeable, so also sometimes called leaky gut. And it allows things like bacteria or toxins to enter your bloodstream, which of course alerts the immune system. More alerts equals more immune activity. And again, as a transplant recipient, you don't need more immune activation. You need clarity and balance. Stress also affects your behavior, which is not shocking probably to you. So when you're overwhelmed or exhausted or anxious, it's easier to forget taking your medication, delaying refills, or just feeling mentally checked out. And as you know, the anti rejection medication is better when you take it consistently and consistently. Consistently. Yes. When you take it consistently. And it doesn't just affect your body, it can also affect your follow through. So, again, this isn't about blame, it's about really just understanding the full picture. And so, if this is something that has happened to you, again, it's not necessarily your fault. It's something you just want to pay attention to. And were you stressed? Were you overstressed? Um, Stress can also disrupt your hormone balance. So, your hormones help to regulate your immune responses, your metabolism, your sleep, and your healing. And when stress throws those systems off, your body has a difficult time maintaining stability. Again, we want to have that balance. So, think of it like a pickleball game where one team keeps scoring on themselves, not because they're bad, but because they're dysregulated. And I just want to be really clear here because this is exactly the work that I do with my clients. Stress does not mean that you're failing. It does not mean that rejection is inevitable. But if you're like me, I want to do everything I can that doesn't involve taking more medications to make sure that I maintain a healthy body and make sure that it is in that homeostasis, that balanced mode most of the time, as much as possible. So, what that means is that your nervous system is stuck in high alert and your body is asking for regulation, not perfection. And when you work with me, this is our focus. So, I teach how your body can come out of that fight or flight mode and return to that balanced state over and over again. You don't need a stress free life. And because let's face it, that's probably not possible anyway. And you don't need to control every variable. Again, probably not possible. What you need is a regulated nervous system, one that knows how to reset, recover, and create a safe internal environment so that your immune system can do its job. And this is where support comes in. So, here are just a few simple practices that can help signal safety to your body: deep breathing, gentle, regular movement. I personally love yin yoga for this, mindfulness or meditation, staying connected and engaging in supportive groups, and of course, asking for professional help when the stress just feels too heavy. I've created a couple of videos that walk you through these tools step by step, including nervous system resets and stress management that don't interfere with your medications. I'll link those videos below so you can go deeper when you're feeling overwhelmed. So, in conclusion, I just want to say that managing stress after transplant isn't about just, staying positive. It's about protecting the environment that your immune system lives in. And this is one of those things that your doctor probably hasn't talked to you about. They just they just don't. They have a lot, right? Their job is to make sure that your transplanted organ is healthy and functioning. So they do labs and you go to appointments and then they send you off. And that is truly why I started this channel, was to help someone like you to know that there is hope and there are ways to keep your new organ healthy and so you can thrive in your life without messing with your medications. So, if this video helped you to understand your body a little bit better and why stress can be really harmful and some ways to help you reduce that stress, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other transplant recipients to find this very important information. And if you want more videos on immune balance and holistic transplant wellness, daily habits that support long term health, please make sure that you subscribe. And I will see you in the next video.